Hello everyone, welcome to the channel The Story Gatha. So today we are going to read the chapter 2 of The Ballad of Never After. So the chapter goes like Evangeline stepped through the door and the ground beneath her crumbled as if her slippers had found crackers instead of stones. It was rather like her hope rapidly disintegrating. This room was supposed to hold sleeves of books on the veiler. Answer to her question, a cure of Prince Apollo, but there was only wheezy of clouding air, wafting and squirrels around the dramatically carved marble arch. Evangeline closed her eyes and opened them as if she could blink the arch away and the precious book would appear in the place. Sadly, Evangeline's blink did not contain magic. Still, she refused to give up. In the Meridian Empire, where she was from, this arc would have been just a decorative curve of carved rock, large enough to frame a set of doors. But this was the magnificent north, where arcs were something else entirely. Here, arcs were magically portals built by the Whalers. This arc had mighty angel clad in armor carved into the columns like warrior on opposite sides of the eternal battle. One of the angel had a bowed head and a broken wing. It looked almost sad, while the other had appeared angry. Both had their sword down and crossed over the center, warning away anyone who might wish to enter. But Evangeline wasn't just anyone, and if anything, for the forbidden nature of the ark made her want to look inside even more. Maybe this ark was a gateway of the book. I'm sorry. Maybe this ark was a gateway to the book and the cure that she needed for Apollo. If the old librarian was right about this room containing all the stories of the whaler, perhaps the angel were protecting the books from the story curse so that they could stay uncorrupted. Maybe all she needed us to do was to press her blood to the one of the sword and they should politely step aside to let her enter. She took another step, feeling a hopeful thrill as she picked her finger on the dagger once again and pressed her willing blood to one of the angel's sword. It lighted up like a candle. Glowing gold veins spidered up across the stone swords. The angels, the entire ark, it was bright and light and magical. Her skin tingled as she touched on the ark, floated up and sparkled all around her like tiny bursting star. Air that had been cold was warm now. She'd known as she was meant to enter this room to find this ark to open. Suddenly, the breath whooshed from her lungs as, as the thought triggered the warning Apollo's younger brother, Tiburus, had given her. You were meant to open it. Magic things always do what they wish to do. Magic things always do that which they are created to do. And Tiburus believed that Evangeline was created to unlock the Valory Arch. She staggered back, hearing the memory of Jack's laugh again. This time it didn't sound dark at all. It sounded amused, entertained, and happy. No, she whispered. The stone still gleamed with gold threads that wove around the column. She watched as they spread across the top, lighting up the series of curving words that had been visible before. Conceived in the north and born in the south, she will know this key because she will be crowned as a rose gold. She will be both peasant and prince, a fugitive wrongly accused, and only her willing blood will open this ark. Evangeline's blood ran cold. There were no just words. This was, she didn't even want to think it. But pretending would not easy to change or erase anything. This was the Valory Arch prophecy, the one that the Jake had manipulated to fulfill. Which meant that this wasn't just another arc, this was the Valory arc. Panic replaced every other feeling. It shouldn't have been possible. The ark was supposed to be the supposed to be in pieces, although there were two conflict tales about the Valory magical content. Everyone had argued, everyone had agreed about one thing: the Valory Arch had been broken into pieces and hidden across the north to keep anyone from knowing that the prophecy was and to prevent anyone from putting the ark back together. No, 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 no. Frantically, Evangeline tried to wipe her blood from the stone before Jakes or anyone else could discover what she'd done. The angels hadn't changed their pose, but she feared that any second a door would appear behind them or they would move aside. She spat and scrubbed with the sleeve of her cloak, but the glowing arc didn't dim. I knew you could open the door. The scratchy voice was too old to believe to Jax, but the sound of it stopped. Evangeline heard all the same. My apologies, Your Highness. I have seen that I frightened you again. Again? She turned. The man in the doorway was almost as small as a child, but far older than Evangeline, with a long silver beard that held threads of gold, which matched the burnished trim of his white robe. You? For a moment she remembered, too nervous to form word. You are the librarian who first showed me the door to this room. You remembered? Thought he looked clearly pleased. The old man's smile did nothing but put her at ease. Like the ark, he almost seemed to glow, his beard turning from an ordinary grey to iridescent silver. I wish we had more time to chit chat, but you must hurry to find the missing stones. He looked up at the arch to where four stones were missing along the top. The holes appeared to be smaller than her palm, not the large chunk of fractured rocks she had pictured. But Evangeline instantly knew these were the broken pieces that needed to be found to truly unlock the Valory Arch. Her blood had not been enough. Relief swept through her. You must find them, the old librarian repeated. One for the luck, one for truth, one for mirth, and one for youth. But you must be careful. The stones are powerful, defective thing. And the translation. No, Evangeline cut in. I won't find this stone. I'm not ever going to open this ark. Pressing my blood to it was a mistake. The old man gave her a wavy frown. It's not a mistake, it's your destiny. His voice trailed off as the smoke puffed from his mouth instead of sound. He scowled and tried to speak again, but only more wipes of grey and white poured forth. This time the smoke formed the word, oh brother, as if this sort of things happen all the time. The librarian's beard had gone completely to smoke, exactly like his word. His hands were suddenly transparent, same as the robe, and his wrinkled face, which was now as sheer as wispy curtain. What are you? Evangeline breathed, trying to make sense of what she was seeing. She'd encountered vampire and fates, and her stepsister was a witch, but she didn't know what is this creature being. I am a librarian, he finally managed to say, but the words came out like something carried through the gust of wind, rattling and distant. I know this makes me look rather suspicious, but I assure you, if you only knew the truth, if I could tell you. He faded completely before he could finish, leaving Evangeline with nothing but tendrils of lingering smoke and unsettled feeling that perhaps the Prince of Hurt was not the only supernatural force she needed to be wary of. Thank you. See you in the next chapter.